Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if you
They had a change
combine
program.
Mm-hmm.
Hawaiian and Polish, like would you get a normal to the standards of a native English speaker, normal looking word?
Do either of you watch Frasier?
No. I
I mean,
don't.
I've seen it.
There's like there's an episode in like because they're both like super haughty or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I'm trying the newest fusion restaurant. It is Polynesian Scandinavian. It's called mm, Hahalo Vahala." And honestly, I would 100%
That's kind of fun.
go to
But yeah, no, I
Mahalo Vahala.
wonder if you combine Hawaiian and Polish, do you get an English word? Because I feel like the amount of consonants and the amount of vowels balance each other out. Someone who understands language more than I do, please experiment.
We should take like the Polish word for something and the Hawaiian word like for the same thing and try to put them together in some way. I feel like that'd be fun.
Ooh, that's a whole separate episode. Great.
Like combine these, make it a little portmanteau, maybe.
That'll be great. That'll be fun. Although one of us will have to figure out at least how to vaguely pronounce Polish words. Which I guess will have to be me.
Yeah. Or if we know anybody who's Polish, we can have them as a guest and they can help us out.
I'm Polish.
I mean, technically I am.
Well, I mean, like
But
from
like
Poland.
actually like from Poland. Yeah, obviously. Technically.
From the
I don't mean a Polish heritage, I mean a Polish.
But yeah, no. Yeah. We'll have to see. Brooks, did you read either of those fan fictions I sent you?
Ugh, I keep forgetting. I am so spacey lately.
It happens to the best of us, although one of them isn't that long, so just putting that out there.
The first one you sent, right? The What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah, the What We Do in the Shadows on
Because I started it and then I got distracted and then it was a whole thing.
It happens to the best
and
of us.
And the other one was Twin Peaks, right?
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Which is like, again, I'm blown away at how good that was, because it was written like several years prior to the return, and it was like literally like the original third season that never was.
I opened them. I looked at them. I think I even have a tab on my computer somewhere with one of them open.
Boom, I am honored. How's everyone doing today?
I just got a whole bunch of yarn, so I'm giddy.
I love that for you.
How are you feeling after your run?
Oh yeah! How'd your race go?
Oh, the race.
Did you win? That's insane.
Yeah, no. It was funny because there was the quarter marathon and then the half marathon, and it was a loop race. So quarter marathons did 2 laps and then halves did 4 laps. I got lapped by this guy twice, the guy that won the half marathon, and he was wearing like the shorty shorts and a tank top.
Good for him.
In 7-degree weather.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah,
because that makes you run faster. And then you just want to get it over with. So you sprint the whole thing.
He finished his half marathon 8 minutes after I finished my quarter. He was so fast. He was 22. He just looked like one of those people who like just runs everywhere like that. It like breathing to him, you know.
Some people are just like, it's one of those things where it's like obviously like any amount of time and practice into like any one thing is going to get you somewhere, but like some people are just freaking built for it.
I am not. I've been told that by more than one doctor who says I do not have the joints for running.
And yet here we are.
And yet here you are, a pretty good
runner. They were
like,
you probably not do that anymore. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen. And now I'm signing up for 2 half marathons.
I need to foam roll so bad. Today I was hurting. I seriously need to foam roll like really bad. Like I know after this I'm gonna make food, and while food is cooking, I am laying on the floor and just sliding everywhere. Yeah.
Actually, I'm glad you said that. I should probably do that later. I was at the gym doing squats earlier, and just the pain like in my quads.
Oh my god, I almost fell into the Potomac yesterday. Because so I was on my run, and when you like run by the Martin Luther King Memorial and then around to the Jefferson Memorial, you are running along the water. but like there's no railings, like there's no, it's sort of a sidewalk, like there's benches, but it was also very icy, and I knew going into it, I was like, this is so stupid, but I'm definitely gonna do it anyways, because where else am I gonna run? And I did, and at one point I just started like sliding and had no way of like counter sliding, and then I don't know, I mean I managed not to fall in, but it was pretty close.
That's good. Good that you
Fun.
didn't.
You can like see your life flash before your eyes, and then you being on solid ground. It's good.
It was no, and the terrifying thing was like it was the slowest slide ever, but I had no other place to get traction, so like I could only just watch and hope that it would stop.
Oh my god, the other morning when I was going into work, like there was the lightest dusting of snow on the ground, but the snow hadn't been predicted. The snow was predicted for the next morning, so I was like going places when like there was like it was still just like snow, like salt down, no plowing, no nothing. And I, like, was going well under the speed limit and everything. I literally slid through a stop sign.
I've done that before.
It was not
I've
fun.
definitely...
It was not fun. It was rather terrifying.
I've definitely slid through a couple stop signs just because weather conditions. It is really scary because you're prey. Because, like, if the intersection, if it's not a four-way stop, nobody's stopping for you. Nobody's expecting you.
Thankfully, it was really, like, you know, it was really early in the morning, and, like, that's part of the reason why the roads were as bad as they were. No one was going anywhere.
Oh, that's where I did. When I was on my way home from work while I was living in New York, like, my work is uphill from my house, and it was really bad snow, and we got stuck late, and literally, I, like, just slid half the way down, and, like, it was bad.
Yeah, that's a problem with, like, because City Geneseo is built into just a big hill. Like, the whole campus is a hill.
Yeah.
And so, and my parking lot is, like, partway down the hill, and I have to go uphill up to Main Street. And it's a hill that's, like, you know, that steep.
Oh my God. That's terrifying.
Yeah, and it's pretty intense, and when it gets really snowy, I'm always like, okay, come on, we can do this.
I have seen, like, not even in, like, a car sense, I have seen people eat shit on that hill.
The one that's right in front of Dodie?
Mm-hmm. It's bad.
Well, I have to go up every time. There's no other way to get where I need to go.
Yeah, no, it was bad.
Yeah.
Although, in the winter, it was always nice when I, like, had classes where I would either, like, very slowly work my way up the hill, like, through buildings. So, like, all those, like, all the, like wells to Irwin and everything that's all connected. Where it'd be like, oh, I have one class, and now I just have to go up, like, 2 flights of stairs for the next class, and then by the end of the day, I would, like, be at the top of the hill and just, like, be able to go home. That was nice.
Nice.
With, like,
the other terrifying thing is the other thing that's just really scary is my car weighs all of like 8 pounds. So when there's all the snow on the road, it's like a surfboard.
Yeah, I do have.
Where's it gonna go? I don't know.
It's an adventure that way. Struggles of my car, and I love my car. Like I have a little Nissan Sentra. Gets like great fuel efficiency. Has enough fun little features without like being insane. But as soon as there's snow on the ground, it's just like we are slip sliding away.
That's why it's fun going down that hill at Geneseo because, you know, I'm coming into work and it's all snowy. I get to, like, Tokyo drift into the parking lot.
I love that for you. I am literally so sad that while I was at Geneseo, I never stole a tray from the dining hall and went sledding on it.
Would be a good college memory.
That would be a good college memory. Never did it.
I never did either.
Oh, okay. Well, now I feel a little better.
Although one time we did put a bunch of tarps on a hill on campus and covered it with cheap dish soap and used it as a slip and slide.
God, I wish that were me.
I could not get the smell of cheap dish soap with me. My hair just smelled like horrible, like dollar store dish soap for days, I swear.
I'm gonna say worth it. Good to know. Oh my god, today at work, as I was just like, we were working outside all day, which was freezing, but we were like, you know, just walking around like the site where we were like doing all the stuff with the crane, and my boss was like, oh yeah, so I learned that your favorite dinosaur is Brontosaurus. I was like, did you listen to the podcast? He was like, yeah, just a couple minutes, so thanks, boss man, for giving us some clicks. It's appreciated.
It's wild. Sometimes I forget people actually listen to these.
Yeah. But also because, like, you know how, like, every time someone says, like, oh, like, you, like, something that you, like, did or were involved in, or, like, you're like, oh, yeah, here's this thing I did, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, I'll check it out. You know they're not gonna check it out.
Yeah.
So, like, I forget that, like, sometimes people might. So that was kind of cool.
It's like, obviously I know we're being recorded when we do this, and yet sometimes I forget and I think we're just, like, hanging out.
I mean, that is the vibe I like to create. So, I mean...
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's good that you do.
Yeah.
It's like if Seinfeld was a podcast.
Yeah. It's like, people, just today, again, somebody asked me, so what's the podcast about? And I'm like, we just, argue about stupid things. That's basically
we simply
it.
have a conversation.
Yeah. And then I provide example questions. And, like, the example one I mentioned today was the one that was a couple weeks ago, we talked about square versus triangle pizza. And he was like, well, that's just a matter of opinion. I'm like, yeah, exactly. But you gotta defend your opinion.
Yeah, the one I usually go to when I'm, like, attempting to explain this podcast to people is, like, are Pop-Tarts ravioli and, like, how many holes are in a straw? And usually if a boomer is asking me about it, the default question the example I always give is pineapple on pizza. Because, like, that's such a universal source of, like, vitriol.
I feel like we had a pretty, intriguing and well-reasoned conversation about hard versus soft tacos.
I enjoyed that. I did enjoy that. And actually...
Was I on that one? I don't remember.
You were here. That was the week it was just me and Bridget.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, you were on the road.
Oh, yeah.
But I think, actually the first question we have, Zach, you sent it to the group chat and on Twitter.
It was me.
It was great. And actually, here, hold on, let me pull it up.
We just
quick.
roll with it.
Are y'all proud? I was keeping up with the,
Oh my god, yeah.
You were.
I was like...
I think I might be a little behind again, but...
No, you were killing... I was
good.
like, Brooks is on Instagram again? Oh my god.
Yeah, I was really proud of myself. I was like, if I just keep up as I go, then I don't have to...
On both platforms, too. Yeah. It really is the clean as you go method. Like...
Right? Okay, here we go. So... The tweet that Zach sent to our group chat that we will be discussing was by Twitter user at Coadine Fridge. Nice. How do we know what dinosaurs sound like? Someone just made up dinosaur noises and we just rolling with it?
No, wait, we gotta make sure that's right. Oh, first of all, yeah, Codeine Fridge is a legendary name. Rolling with it.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. No, we gotta make sure that we get...
We just rolling with it.
Oh.
Yeah, we're just rolling with it.
Okay. So then I kind of have some, like, sub-points for this tweet to, like, give us a starting point for the discussion. Do we think that people have just made up sounds, or did they somehow make an educated guess? And if they did just make them up, how do we think they did? Did they do a good job?
They're not just made up.
Yeah, I feel like they can't be.
They're based on anatomy, the structures of the bones that they've uncovered.
Yeah, makes sense.
They can actually, like, recreate the vocal box of dinosaurs based on the remains that they found.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, everybody knows that the larger the dinosaur, the scarier it is, and the scarier it is, the louder it had to be. I mean, that's just science. You can't make it up.
Shout out to the person who responded to this tweet in 2 tweets. Based on bone structure, scientists can figure out the placement of the vocal cords and the larynx to determine the sounds they made. Same person responds to their own tweet. I actually have no idea if this is true. I'm lying.
Oh. That was me. It was me. No.
But, like... That sounds right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. It might have been just some fictional TV show, and I honestly can't remember, but I watched something at some point where they actually, like, 3D printed what the vocal box of, I want to say it was a T-Rex, would have been shaped, like, based on...
Have you seen the one where it's like a mummy? They, like, 3D printed a mummy's vocal cords to, like, figure out what his voice sounded like, but it's just...
I don't remember what the voice was. I was like, ah.
It's just like, ah! And like I'm like, how many billions of dollars of like research went into this, and all we have is
Forgot about that. That's great.
I will link that. That's one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Because there's like so much build up too. It's like, oh, we put all this work in, like
all this research. God. Science
but I mean, that's basically what they have done with dinosaurs, I think.
Yeah, okay, I buy it. Again, we're not discussing this as scientists. We're discussing this as idiots on Twitter.
I consume such a weird mix of like fictional and non-fictional content that
sometimes it blurs a little bit.
Yeah, who knows where I got that?
But I mean, yeah, I mean, based on fossils, they have to be able to at least like get an idea.
Yeah.
I was trying to think about like other noises that reptiles make, and I really can't think of any. I cannot think of one reptile that makes a noise. I can just like
geckos.
Huh?
Geckos.
Mm-hmm.
What noise do they
make? Geckos make really cute noises. They make like these funny little, especially like their like "no touch me, I'm angry" noise is like this adorable little squeak type thing. It's like.
Wait, are
lychees or?
I love Lichiana's geckos. They have no brain.
Yeah, I guess they are.
They have nothing between those eyes but air. And I love them so much.
Beautiful eyes. Beautiful eyes. Mesmerizing.
Interesting.
So
okay.
Yeah.
I'll also include a video of some lychees making their angie sounds because it's so cute.
It's adorable. It's like, they're mad, but they're so cute with them.
But you want to keep poking them because they're making the noise. Love them.
Unless the gecko walks on 2 legs. Then it says 15 minutes could save you 15% more car insurance.
Correct. Anyway.
It's true. It's true.
It is. But, I'm also trying to think of other reptiles that make noise that aren't just geckos. Because geckos have their little squeaks and their, like, funky, like, little, like, noises.
I feel like there have to be. Like, don't beardies make some sort of noise?
I think they
probably
can.
Hiss?
Oh, well, snakes hiss.
Yeah.
We have that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forget that was an obvious one. I didn't mention it.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if a lot of bigger lizards make noise and what that noise would be.
I'm gonna Google it.
Because, like, tegus, skinks, I have no idea. But they seem like they would.
Chickens make noise.
Monitors
apparently chickens are closely related.
The only sounds bearded dragons make are subtle hissing noises when they are upset.
Okay. So similar to snakes. They really don't do much other than that.
Alligators are extremely vocal animals, making loud grunts called bellows year-round, but especially around mating season. I did not know that alligators bellowed.
Oh yeah, they're loud. Alligators are very loud.
Do you think that sharks would be embarrassed if they knew we could see them coming?
I'm gonna say maybe.
Are they sentient? I don't know.
I don't think they are, but if they were,
so, I mean, they wouldn't be.
I just don't know if they know that their fin is sticking out. And we can like 100% see them coming.
They have to be able to feel that. They have they're a fish. They have to be able to feel that part of them is out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also like, think of all the times cats think they're hiding from you because their eyes are hidden.
When like your husky just sticks their face in the couch.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love when dogs
can't see me now.
I love guilty dogs when they're like hiding their face or like they stick their face in the couch. It's like, nope, didn't do it. Don't see it. We love a guilty pup. It's adorable. But yeah, I feel as though sharks maybe they can tell they're out of the water, but also like does it matter to them? Because I don't think they're not sentient. Or at least, not to a high degree. They definitely have I mean, I would say they have a little more brain function going on than like another fish.
No, I mean sharks are sentient and really smart. I just want to know if they know that they kind of give away their position every time.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they're just hoping you won't notice because it's so small compared to the rest of their body.
This is also very true. But there are plenty of sharks that don't, like a whale shark. That's not coming, like, up to the surface.
Okay, but can you imagine having a hammer as a head?
No.
You just straight up.
I mean, it's not a literal hammer. You can't, like, use it for a nail. That'd probably go great.
That's probably what they want you to think. Well, because it's bone, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, but it would still, like, break the skin.
I mean, it's a shark.
It's not like you're going to be, like, working a construction job because you have this built-in tool you can use.
And apparently on one of the 2 days that I was not at work, my boss tried to was using, like, a pipe wrench to try and, like, I don't even know what the hell they were trying to do. Get something unstuck that was very stuck. And he had the brilliant idea to put, like, a crowbar or something in the handle of the pipe wrench and try to get more leverage that way. And it, like, flew off and spun around a couple times, whacked him in the head. He had to get 5 stitches, and the pipe wrench broke. This man got in a fight with a wrench and won.
He won, but at what cost?
Yeah. So, I leave for 2 days. I'm gone for 2 days, and this is what happens.
By the way, my search has indicated that most lizards are only capable of hissing, and geckos are the chattiest of the common species, communicating with a variety of chirps, squeaks, and clicking sounds.
Fair enough.
The chirping is used to define territory and also as a mating call.
Bit-base. Love geckos. Also love frogs, but that's not a reptile, so that doesn't help us.
Oh man, fun frog noises.
Oh my god. I want to get a frog. There's so many different types of frogs I want, but I can't get frogs until I have a separate room for the frogs, because I can't deal with the screaming at 3 a.m. Like, Elphaba already, like, regularly gives me a heart attack by just, like, falling off of her various perches, like, as I'm about to go to sleep. I can't deal with that.
You gotta get you a diurnal snake, not a nocturnal snake.
I mean, yeah. Too late. I'm attached.
I just like using the word diurnal.
It's a good word. So I guess since we've settled on they definitely did make an educated guess, how do we think they did?
I mean, intuitively, it seems not far off from what you would think.
I mean, like, when I see, I mean, technically this is my only frame of reference because we don't still have dinosaurs, which is super disappointing. But when I see a dinosaur in a movie and they have it making noises, in my brain, I'm like, yeah, I buy that. Like,
this is Toy Story.
The, like, in, like, you know, the various Jurassic Park movies, like, the sounds like the, you know, for example, like, brontosauruses are making, it's definitely different from, like, the velociraptor, like, hissy type thing. And for each of those, it seems right. So I think they did a good job.
I think it is based on the anatomy of, you know, the remains that they found. But also, like, we do still have dinosaurs. They're called birds.
This is true.
And so maybe they use somewhat of, like, the bird anatomy to fill in some of the gaps.
I believe that.
Look at all those chickens.
I buy that. Again, not a scientist.
Neither am I. I'm probably totally wrong.
But that's what we're here for.
I just know birds are dinosaurs.
We're here to be publicly wrong for your entertainment. Good stuff.
Man, they have stuffed pterodactyls at Wegmans right now. I saw them yesterday and I got really excited. I'm like, that's a dang pterodactyl.
Like, I wish we still had dinosaurs. God, how awesome would that be?
to have our homes regularly crushed by monstrosities, to be stepped on.
Let me put it this way. I want to be one of the people that goes to Jurassic Park on one of the days where nothing happens.
Oh, you want to have them in like a zoo. You don't want them just roaming about.
Like the first Jurassic World, where like they had like the whole functioning park. I want to be one of the people that goes there on a day where nothing bad happens. How much would that slap?
I mean, yeah, but then there's always that risk that they could get out somehow.
Okay, but like by the time then I'm gone and it's not my problem.
Do you guys follow the Jurassic Park updates Twitter account?
No, oh my god.
Oh, it's so funny.
I will have to check this out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I want to be one of the people that goes there on a day where nothing happens. It sounds great.
Jurassic Park, one of the biggest names in dinosaurs.
Yeah.
One of?
One of the others.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just reading this Twitter account.
Fair enough. Yeah, I gotta say, no matter how many movies we have, like, telling us that it's a bad idea to, like, revive the dinosaurs, please?
There's also something about, like, bringing them back just to keep them captive for our amusement. That also feels a little sad.
Don't make me think critically about this. I just want to see Big Lizard. I just want to see Big Lizard.
It'd be cool to do that just so we could actually know more about them. Like, from a scientific standpoint, it'd be cool.
Do we have anything else we would like to say about dinosaurs, Jurassic Park, sharks?
Sharks have been around for longer than dinosaurs.
Yeah, I kind of like that, like, animals like sharks and, like, crocodilians. Evolution has been just like, yeah, no. I think we got that one first try. Like, first draft was good enough.
What about tardigrades?
You're gonna have to refresh my memory on what that is.
Tardigrades? Oh, they're so bizarre, man. They've been around well before the dinosaurs.
Is this...
They're, I don't know how to describe them.
Let me just Google this. Hold on.
Yeah, Google it. Because they've been around for like 600 million years. They're like, scientists just don't understand.
What is that?
Tardigrade.
No, I know. I'm looking at it now.
Wait, no, don't they have the... It's like they have the funky little name. It's like something bear.
Little water bear.
Yeah.
Wasserbar. German.
What are these things?
Yeah, they're like indestructible or something.
They're also called
Immortal.
moss piglets.
Yeah. They're indestructible, immortal beings that have been around since before the dinosaurs.
Oh, there's this weird... This is going to be an episode with a lot of links in the description. There's this weird jellyfish that, like, once it gets to a certain point, like, once it gets to, like, a certain age, it just, like, reverses its aging process. It's just like, yeah, no, I've had enough. I'm going to go back the other way.
I want a pet jellyfish so bad. Like, they're so soothing to look at.
Right? Oh, my God.
Like, literally jellyfish in, like, a lit tank. Oh, my God. I could watch them just vibe forever. And I wouldn't feel bad about it because they don't have brains.
No, you know what I think is an absolutely fantastic idea that, like, I'm sure plenty of people do this? Just, like... Just eat a brownie. Eat a brownie, wink wonk, and then go to an aquarium. And just watch.
Oh, my God. Alex
I feel like
and I
that'd
were
be a
in...
really relaxing experience.
Alex and I were in an aquarium down south, and I don't remember if I told this story, but if I did, probably wasn't on air. But like, there was an exhibit, and it was like these open jaws, and then these open like fossil jaws are like massive, but then inside of it were these like lights, and they were just like glowing and swirling, and we were like, what is that? We were like went in, and we were like looking at these things, trying to figure out what they were, and like they looked like for the life of us, we couldn't figure out what it was. And then we went out and we read, and it was like, see how you just walked in the mouth of all these teeth to look at these lights? That's basically how these predators like
That's how they get you.
lure and prey. And I was like, wow, like we felt so dumb because we totally fell for it. Like,
yeah, no, but I think that would be an incredibly relaxing experience if someone were to either eat a brownie or smoke a joint and then just go hang out at an aquarium and watch all the fishies.
I want to eat a brownie and talk about Pangea. I've been on a real Pangea kick lately.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I could do that. I'm not against it.
Tardigrades, man.
What funky little boys. I love them.
They've been shown to survive in a dry state with no water for nearly 10 years. Like, can withstand 1,000 times more radiation than other animals.
Are these
They're the first known animal to survive after exposure to outer space.
My God.
As I said, they're indestructible. It's wild.
You know,
I mean, they're tiny, tiny little things.
Yeah.
They're not big
I
animals.
feel like
still.
microscopic organisms have life figured out.
Like,
They
they
seem
can
to just be
survive
vibing.
a few minutes at 304 degrees Fahrenheit, a few days at negative 328 degrees Fahrenheit, a few minutes at negative 458 degrees Fahrenheit. Like, how?
No, okay, things like that. You know what else trips me out? That there is some form of, like, mold or fungus or whatever. Like, you know what the thing in Chernobyl, like, it's this just, like, mass of, like, melted down, like, reactor core and spent fuel rods and, like, various materials from the building. It's called the elephant's foot. And it is so radioactive that they literally cannot even get a picture of it. They had to, like, roll in a robot to look at it with a mirror, and even then, the film is almost so, like, it's so visibly corrupted already.
With a mirror? Is it like a fucking basilisk or something?
Yeah,
Like how?
because they couldn't get any
actually
closer.
insane.
They had to, like, look around a corner with a mirror because they physically could not get any closer with their equipment. And, like, I guess somebody discovered that there's just some mold or fungus or whatever that's just, like, eating it. It's just snacking on it.
Downright terrifying.
We need to train tardigrades to work together to operate cameras.
Amazing. Incredible. But yeah, no, like, that, like, trips me out so much, because, like, this is literally, like, the most, like, dangerous, toxic, radioactive sludge. And some, like, heretofore unknown type of mold is just, like, delicious. Finally, some good fucking food.
Yo, I want to, like, pit the Chernobyl plant versus a tardigrade.
Yeah, Chernobyl mold
It's
versus tardigrade.
It's
Who
like
wins?
if there was ever like a Nokia phone of animals, that's it.
Yep.
And I just want to see it go head to head with like straight up nuclear waste.
I dig it.
No,
That sounds fun.
Tardigrades can go without food or water for more than 30 years, only to later rehydrate, forage, and reproduce. Like, they're aliens. It's the alien.
Yeah, no, that has to be it.
It's not a real thing.
Are they like eels in the fact that we have no idea how they make other tardigrades?
Oh, did you look into that?
Yeah, I am.
We talked about it. I forgot about that.
Now we're just talking about a bunch of weird, like, sea life, and I'm having a great time. This is fantastic.
All right.
Again, we've definitely brought up the eel thing before. How do we not know? How have we not just put a male and a female eel in a tank and waited for there to be more eels? It doesn't seem that hard to figure out.
Maybe they're shy and they won't do it.
Yeah.
They're eels!
Yeah. Yeah. I was just double checking it. Yeah, we don't know how they have theories, but they don't know for sure.
Tardigrades or eels, or both?
Eels. Tardigrades, they do know. They think they had like eggs and whatnot.
What are the theories for eels?
The leading theory is that they reproduce by external fertilization, in which clouds of sperm fertilize free-floating eggs.
Oh, so like frogs.
I mean, so that would explain, like, so even if they were in the same tank, they would be releasing, like, the reproductive materials, and so they might not be able to actually see that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really know. I'm not an eel scientist.
Yeah, no, again, I think this is, again, just put them in a tank and film it.
They say it's mysterious because researchers have been unable to find their breeding grounds and still haven't observed mating in the wild or found a single eel egg.
Explain.
That is weird.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
This is just a fun little journey into, like, weird science. I'm having so much fun.
Man. Eel reproduction has been observed in captivity.
Okay,
and? What did they observe?
What the eel doing?
Yeah, what the eel doing?
Eels in captivity. Huh. Weird.
Weird what?
No, just the whole thing.
Yeah, that's so whack.
Yeah.
What a world we live in. What a world we live in, full of such strange creatures.
It's insane that there's life at the bottom of the sea.
Oh my god, like all those weird little things that like live near like the vents in the Marianas Trench or whatever.
There's 50 tons of pressure down there.
Just chilling down there. No, okay, and that's like part of the reason why blobfish look like that when you take them up.
Mm-hmm.
Because they like rapidly depressurize and they don't have like anything to keep them in shape because they don't need anything to hold themselves together when they're down there with however many thousands of pounds of pressure just squeezing them at all times.
Yeah. It's like differences in gravity in a way.
They just look like normal fish.
Yeah, no, like the blobfish coming up to the surface is like astronauts coming back from space.
Yeah. But like if they went there without a spacesuit.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember, I was like, how did we get here? Oh, dinosaurs.
Yeah. This is great. I'm having an awesome time. Do we want to move on, or do we just want to keep going down this rabbit hole? Because either way, I'm excited.
Specific, additions.
Fair enough. Brooks, you've been popping off with the questions in the document lately. You, like, added, like, 20 or, like, 20-something at a time, and they have all just been bangers that I'm excited to talk about. And this one, I think, could be, like, a hot debate. Are ebooks better than paper books? No.
No, they are not.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
That's not fair, though, because we're all a bunch of nerds.
We are all a bunch of nerds. And here's the thing.
I am going
to say, in defense of ebooks...
Yeah, there's arguments both sides.
Like, it is a lot lighter than carrying around, say, like, War and Peace.
Hundreds of books!
Yeah, and you can take an entire library with you if you're traveling. That is kind of helpful.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Can you put your laptop on top of your Kindle?
No, you cannot.
No, you cannot.
And also...
Because right now...
Does your Kindle give you the smell?
Oh, no. Does not. You don't get that new book smell. You get that plastic
old book smell. Both of them are good.
Or old book smell. Yo, books just smell good.
Yeah, books be smelling great.
There's something too about like being able to actually see your progress.
It's so satisfying when you see the bookmark getting further and further. Oh, it's great. I love it.
And something about holding it in your hands is nicer.
Yes, especially when it's like a really nice like hardcover copy of something, especially if it's like a personal favorite. Like I have so many different copies of Good Omens. I have a copy that I like wrote a bunch of stuff in, and I have like a nice hardcover copy. Oh, love her. But
now, here is the real question. Paperback versus audiobooks. Because I am...
Activity at the time.
What was that?
I think it just depends on your activity at the time.
Agreed. Yeah. I think that audiobooks have their place, for sure. And I'm a diehard Audible.
One of the audio dramas I listened to, Welcome to Night Vale, they did, like, they had, like, they published a book that's, like, a continuation of the story. But they had an audiobook that was, like, read by, like, you know, the same guy that narrates all the podcast episodes and, like, all the people who voice different characters. I'm like, well, I've been listening to this for how long now? It feels kind of sacrilegious to, like, not continue the story listening to it. So I never bought the book. I just downloaded the audiobook, and it smacked. So, I mean, yeah, no, they definitely have their place, and...
The other thing is if you are reading a book read by the author, like A Promised Land, oh my god. To hear, like, not just to read the stories of Barack Obama, but to hear him tell them. It's good. Same with Becoming. Same with Shortest Way Home. Same with Kamala Harris's book, honestly, although I don't remember what it's... Oh, The Truth We Hold. Sorry. I heard, like her book was fine, but the Obamas and the Buttigieg book really stood out to me.
I dig it. Yeah, no, and
Also
there are
good
some
life.
audiobooks that, like, they, like, pick, like, a really good person to read them. Like, I think, Zach, you were, like, showing me this, because I said you should read a Stephen King book, and I was like, oh, you should read Pet Sematary, and you sent me a screenshot. It was narrated by, like, Michael C. Hall. Hello? Like, that's such a great choice. Hello, Luna. Oh, not Luna, Nix.
Remember
Hello,
the name
Nix.
of the person who read Say Nothing, but they had, like, the perfect accent for it. Phenomenal.
I dig.
Actually, now I'm curious, who reads the Harry Potter books? They're definitely on Audible.
Oh, yeah, that one guy's, like... I know the guy you're talking about. He's, like... Oh, my god. When I was in grade school, we were, like, listening to sections of it in my art class once while we were just, like, working on our little drawings.
I listened to the audiobooks when I was a kid, and they were, like, on tape.
Yeah.
So the one on Audible, at least, is narrated by Jim Dale.
Yeah, no, I'll have to give that a Google, because, like, I know, like, he's rather, like, that specific guy reading them is rather beloved.
I don't really listen to audiobooks. I generally prefer to read them, and then I'll listen to podcasts when I have something, I need to just listen to something.
Yeah, no,
and so I definitely prefer to read rather than listen.
Nix. Yeah, no, I usually read, but again, time and place.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, ebooks, you really can't beat the convenience because of the portability.
Yeah, no.
You have the ability to, like, jump easily to different, you can, like, look for certain words when you want to find a certain passage easily.
Yeah, and I mean, like, an ebook is going to take up way less space in your bag than a copy of, like, War and Peace.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's also just something very comforting about having a ton of books.
Oh my god, I know, I love it.
Being around. I get, like, sort of attached to them, like they're my kids, fall asleep with books.
I get very attached to my books.
Yeah, I was always a book
nerd. So much of my childhood was spent, like, reading up past my bedtime and, like, listening to make sure I couldn't hear anyone coming up the stairs so I could, like, shut my light off real quick and pretend I was asleep.
I, like, lived at the local library and at the school library, and I would always be, like, the first person to finish assignments in class, and so I'd always have a book so I could...
Oh my god, I know. It was great. I miss independent reading time.
And it's nice. And being able to, like, go to bookstores and things, especially used bookstores, and try to find those, like, little treasures.
I love a good used bookstore.
The vast majority of my books are from used bookstores.
Beautiful, wonderful, incredible. We love it.
Usually because they're also often, like, independent businesses, too, unlike, Barnes & Noble or something like that. So there's that aspect, too.
It's good stuff.
It's different to be able to hold it in your hand. Downside, you don't know where the paper came from, and they could be filled with Vastra Narada. That's a Doctor Who reference.
This is true. This is very true.
And you gotta count the shadows.
You gotta watch out.
Because the Vastra Narada will eat you.
Down to the skeleton. I think it's the first time... No, Doctor Who definitely got brought up with Maddie, but we never got into specifics. So I think that's the first time that's actually, like, referenced an episode.
I Silence in the Library. It's a two-parter. That's the first one, Silence in the Library.
That's a real good two-parter.
Yeah. My favorites. I actually just rewatched it recently.
I'm so behind on Doctor Who, I really gotta work on it. But there's a lot of things I gotta work on. Ugh.
We were already being super nerdy about books, I might as well reference.
Yeah, we might as well just, like...
You gotta go all in.
I dig. Alright. Yeah, no, that didn't get as contentious as I thought it was going to get.
No, we're too nerdy.
This is true. This is very true. So I guess last one. Is Wile E. Coyote the victim rather than the Roadrunner? I'm gonna say no. And here's my reasoning. The Roadrunner does seem to take a lot of joy in violently thwarting Wile E. Coyote's plans. However, this would not be happening if he were not trying to eat the Roadrunner. He is bringing it on himself.
Yeah, but, like, a coyote, that's just a predatory animal. It's got to eat to survive. It's a carnivore. What's it going to do? It's just doing what it's got to do to survive. Whereas,
well, how realistically are we talking about this? Because it's Looney Tunes. Just being cruel.
Huh?
How realistically are we going to be talking about this? Because it's Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, because you're like, oh, he's trying to kill him. Like, yeah, but there's reason for that.
I don't really think that there is a victim between the two of them.
Yeah.
They're both just doing what they have to do. And if that involves painting a tunnel on the side of a mountain, then that's what you gotta do.
Real talk, Looney Tunes is actually, like the old Looney Tunes are actually so funny.
No, they are really good.
They're fantastic.
Yeah. Like, I will still watch them.
Oh, absolutely.
I haven't in a while,
watch,
but if
Tom
somebody's
and Jerry. It is simply entertaining.
I don't know. The way that I see it, I don't think either of them is a victim per se, or either of them is a villain. The coyote's just doing what coyotes do and trying to eat. Which, obviously people and animals don't want to be eaten. So the Roadrunner's going to protect himself. But at the same time, it's like he doesn't have to do it in such a cruel way. He's delighting in it.
Yeah.
So one of them is motivated just by eating and surviving. The other one is motivated by cruelty, essentially.
Yeah.
The Roadrunner's faster. He's not going to be caught. He could just run away and it would be fine. But he's like, no, I'm going to be a dick about it.
Question, do we know what the Roadrunner is?
Wait. I would actually say that the whole, the Roadrunner being that extra is, strategically smart because you are trying to disincentivize the coyote from coming after you. Because if you just run away, then the coyote comes after you again. But if you keep making it so painful, you're going to get the coyote to go after something else.
But, I mean, what's the definition of insanity?
Well, yeah. No,
because how many times,
we are talking about a cartoon.
Yeah, well, we can't dismiss it like that, though, because otherwise why are we talking about it?
Point taken.
Right? Because, he does it over and over, so it's clearly not disincentivizing it.
Yeah.
Also, are there, no other animals in this world? It's just the two of them, so the coyote has no other animals to prey on.
But I also feel like, with the two of them, they're, kind of back and forth. It's personal now. He can't just go, even if he, can get other prey, you gotta come back and get this fucker that's been, tormenting him.
The Roadrunner really is living in a permanent state of what the dog doing.
Yeah. Okay, I need to find out what he is, though. Do we know what kind of bird?
He's the Roadrunner.
Yeah, he's the Roadrunner.
That's a kind of bird.
Oh, what?
I really want to meet whoever named birds, because they're, the funniest things I've ever heard. They have some of the weirdest names.
Oh, but that's just straight up what that looks. Also known as chaparral birds. Or chaparral? Yeah. Cool. Species of fast-running ground cuckoos. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're real funky looking.
They got the cool, hairstyle going.
Yeah, who is out there naming birds?
I don't know, but they're having a good time.
They're having a great time. Another tweet I'll have to link. It's like somebody tweeted it was like, people are out here naming birds things like hot-breasted MILF and no one does anything about it.
I love that tweet.
And like, they're right. There's a bird called a great tit.
Mm-hmm.
What? Yeah. Whoever's naming birds seems to be having a lot of fun, and honestly, good for them.
I don't know. I feel like there's good and bad on both sides. I don't think there's a clear hero or villain or victim.
Yeah, that seems fair.
There is no good or evil. There's only power. Professor Quirrell. That's super deep.
I don't feel bad for Elmer Fudd, though.
Okay,
he has everything coming. Everything that Bugs Bunny does to him, he has coming.
Yeah. Wait, okay. I know I totally brought this on myself and on the group because I'm the one who made the Quirrell reference, but I was thinking, how did Snape not figure out, or how did Voldemort not figure out Snape was against him? Because, like, Voldemort was riding around on the back of this dude's head while Snape was saying, like, leave Harry alone.
He figured he was just playing this role. You know, Snape was just
playing. Maybe.
Because you never know who could be watching.
This is true.
But anyways, wait, sorry. What were we saying? Because I know I just took us on hard left here.
The gray
Bugs
area.
Bunny is completely justified in
yes,
in any and all retaliation against Elmer Fudd.
100% agree.
Yeah, it's different. Like, Wile E. Coyote, again, just a predatory carnivore animal. He has to do that to survive. He doesn't really, have much option. Elmer Fudd's doing it for funsies.
Oh, he is.
Elmer Fudd got Beyond Burgers.
Another fun thing I love from Looney Tunes, and somebody, like, took this, GIF from Looney Tunes where it's, like, a Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. They keep, like, ripping down the sign. It's, like, in season rabbit, in season duck, and then it's, like, in season hunter, and someone was like, this is class solidarity. This is what class consciousness is.
Season, rabbit season, duck season,
hunter. Awesome. And they both just look at each other like, good stuff. That's another show I wonder, like, why the original ever, like, quote unquote ended. Like, why did the original Looney Tunes ever, like, stop being produced? Why did the original Muppet Show ever end? They both smack.
What's really fun about Looney Tunes is that they're using these actual animal types, but they're way out of proportion to what they would actually be in the real world.
Yeah.
Like, Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner are, like, the same size, even though Roadrunners are, like...
I know, they're tiny!
And then thinking about, like, Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny, like, what their size difference should be. Like, Bugs Bunny, if that were an actual bunny, that would be terrifying.
Also those, like... But, like, you know that thing that's, like, Rabbit is obsessed with giant girlfriend 4 times his... Like, there are, like, the little pet bunny rabbits, and then there are the big wild rabbits. Like, a rabbit and an actual rabbit and an actual duck could be the same size, depending on the rabbit.
Yes, but these ones are human-sized.
Yeah, that is a little alarming. I had another thought. And it was something that had to do... Oh, Bugs Bunny has too much power. Because Bugs Bunny, like, culturally made the term Nimrod into an insult. And Nimrod was, like, a, like, great biblical hunter. So he was, like, I think he was, like, calling, like, Elmer Fudd Nimrod, like, as a joke. But now it's just, like, straight up an insult because of Looney Tunes.
I haven't heard anybody use it in a long time.
But still, like... too powerful.
Nobody said Nimrod in 20 years. I haven't heard it.
She told him to beat it, bozo. No, she did not.
No,
she is
did
from
not.
another country. Oh, John Mulaney, love him.
I couldn't remember the exact quote, but I'm glad you picked up what I was trying to put down.
Of course, of course. Nothing but John Mulaney references between the two of us.
He told him to beat it, bozo.
I haven't watched those specials in quite a while. I think I'm due for another binge.
Also, I want to see a crossover between, like, with Elmer Fudd versus the Killer Rabbit of Carbonog from
Yes, absolutely.
Monty Python.
Just Bugs Bunny could have defeated Thanos.
For some reason I thought you were going to say Frank from Donnie Darko. That was the first one that popped in my head.
But yeah, no, Bugs Bunny could have easily defeated Thanos, like, in, 5 minutes.
Or the bunny from Holy Grail.
Yeah.
He literally would, because he would just, like, draw another dimension into the side of a mountain. And then Thanos would try to go into it.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Or he'd, like, I don't know, draw a gem and then put an anvil right above it.
Yeah, and it would work.
Mm-hmm.
Those cartoons made me think anvils are so much more common than they actually are.
Yeah, right? I've never seen an anvil in real life.
Yeah. Oh, I've definitely seen an anvil in real life, but
I haven't. And I work on a construction site, and I've never seen an anvil.
Like old-timey villages where they have a blacksmith or something.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Well, you haven't seen an anvil because it's a construction zone not from, like, the year 1100.
This is true. But, like, there's, like, a weld shop and everything. I'm, like, surprised that, like, it never comes in handy. But also, do I look like I know what actually happens in a weld shop? No. And I don't.
I have no idea. I know it's, like, sticking metal to other metal, and that's about as far as
Yeah, that sounds about right. Something like that.
Makes me wonder how they landed on anvils as, like, the standard heavy thing to drop on others. Like, because there's a lot of heavy things.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's, like, a fun, stylized thing to draw, rather than just, like, very heavy block.
The other thing is, like, anvils are actually a lot smaller than I thought they were. Like, I distinctly remember the first time I saw an anvil, I was like, this is not as big as I thought anvils were.
I think there are varying sizes, because sometimes you need bigger ones when you're working bigger pieces.
Sure, which is also entirely fair.
I mean, you could, like, drop pianos on people instead.
I mean, there's definitely a fair amount of that in various cartoons.
Yeah. You could drop a car on somebody.
Isn't that how Chidi died in The Good Place? Like
a piano?
Was it an piano fell on him?
I thought it was an air
conditioner. Or maybe it was an air conditioner. I don't know, but that's another heavy thing you could drop on someone.
Yeah, an air conditioner.
Why did I think it was a piano?
Maybe it was.
That's a pretty...
Wait, now I'm really curious.
Now I'm Googling it.
Okay. Our real-time fact checker.
The, like, stuffed animal
the MVP.
Air conditioner.
Air conditioner? Okay.
Did I ever tell either of you guys that the stuffed animal that I had, like, an emotional attachment to as a child, and still do, frankly, is like a Tweety bird? It's adorable. It's not yellow anymore. It hasn't been yellow for a very long time.
The Good Place wiki actually has a list of deaths. It's the page online. Just lists out every character and how they died.
Amazing.
Yeah. There's a fair amount of that. Oh, jeez. Smacking my desk here. I think we did good today, friends. I think we did very good.
Some hot takes.
Some red hot takes. Thank you, friends,
Agreed.
for fighting with us. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we will be back again next week. Adios.
Later.
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly, Zach Calderon, and Dr. Sarah Brooks. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98, at Zach Calderon, and at Ann Sarah Said. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature or consider donating to our Patreon. Thanks for listening.